Happy Monday! Today we're going to talk about LCMs, or least common multiples, and GCFs, greatest common factors. Our LAQs are: what is the difference between LCM and GCF, and how do you find LCM and GCF? Let's start with our I can statement up in the corner. Our I can statement is: I can find multiples and factors. And we're going to go over the difference between those two terms and what they mean. So now let's go over what LCM and GCF mean. LCM, or least common multiple, is the smallest common multiple divisible by two numbers. Multiples are numbers that come after or be multiplied. So multiples of 2 would be 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. Because 2 can go into all of these numbers. Factors, or GCF, is the greatest common factor divisible by both numbers. So factors of 20 would be 2, 4, 5, and 10, because 2 can go into 20 and the rest of these numbers can go into 20. So LCM, or multiples, are numbers that you can count by, and GCF, or factors, is a number that goes into another number. This chart is not on your paper, it's just to help you have a better way to remember GCF and LCM. So factors are numbers that go into another number, and factors are smaller. So once again, let's look at factors of 20, which are 2, 4, 5, and 10. All of our factors are smaller than our starting number, and all of these numbers can go into 20. LCM, on the other hand, multiples means you're going to multiply the number by another number to get the multiples, and multiples are going to be bigger. Let's look at multiples of 3. Multiples of 3 would be 6, 9, 12, and 15. So multiples are bigger than our starting number, and they go into, our starting number goes into our multiples. So 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12. That's the difference between GCF and LCM. Factors are smaller, and they're numbers that go into our starting number. Multiples are bigger, and they're numbers that are a product of the beginning number. So there's a method to figure out exactly how we can find multiples and GCF, or factors. So let's look at how to find the LCM of 6 and 14. So I wrote my two numbers, and then I put them inside of this L, and that's how I set this up. Now I'm going to look for a number or a factor that can go into both of these. I know that I can take the number 2 out of 6 and 14. So if I take the number 2 out, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So now these two numbers, I can't take anything out of them. They're both divided all the way down. So my least common multiple, I'm going to take all of these numbers and multiply them together. So 2 times 3 times 7. 2 times 3 is 6, times 7 is 42. So the least common multiple of 6 and 14 is 42. Let's try another one. So I have 4 and 8. Once again, I know that I can take 2 out of both of these. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now I can still take numbers out of 2 and 4. I can take another 2 out. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 4 is 2. So I'm going to multiply all these numbers together. 2 times 2 times 1 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 1 is 4, times 2 equals 8. So the LCM of 4 and 8 is 8. So now let's try GCF. Looking at 18 and 12, I know that I can take 2 out because they're both even numbers. 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. I can take 3 out of both these numbers. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. When I'm looking to find the GCF, I'm only going to multiply the numbers that are on top of each other. I'm not going to worry about the numbers on the side like I did for LCM. So 2 times 3 equals 6, which means the GCF of 18 and 12 equals 6. So now we have 15 and 25. Both of those numbers end in a 5, so I can take 5 out of both of them. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Both of those numbers are prime, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. So the GCF of 15 and 25 equals 5, because I don't have any other numbers below 5. I don't have anything else to multiply by. So now let's do these examples. The LCM of 6 and 8. I'm going to set up my L with 6 and 8. What's a number that I can take out of 6 and 8? I can take 2 out of 6 and 8, and then I have 3 and 4. Can I take anything else out of 3 and 4? Nope, I can't take anything else out. So this is what I'm going to multiply together. 2 times 3 times 4. 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24. The least common multiple of 6 and 8 is 24. Now let's look at a GCF example. So I have 2 and 8. What's something that I can take out of 2 and 8? I can take 2 out. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. What is the GCF of 2 and 8 looking at my ladder diagram? The GCF is 2, because I only multiply what's on this side, and I only have one number, which is 2. So the GCF of 2 and 8 is 2. So next, you are going to hop back on Zoom when it's time. We're going to go over our notes, do our practice problems, and then an IXL.